Joining us now is News Corp columnist Angela Mollard. Angela, great to see you.
Nice to see you, Gabriella.
Prince Harry has denied allegations that he gave his uncle Prince Andrew a bloody nose during an argument. This has been revealed in this new book about the Duke of York entitled The Rise and Fall of the House of York. And there are claims that there was this altercation between Prince Harry and Prince Andrew. They got in a physical altercation back in 2013 over something that Andrew said behind Harry's back. What do you make of this story?
Look, it's really interesting because in Spare we know that Harry and William had a punch-up. So it's not within the realms of possibility that Harry had a punch-up with Andrew, and the notion that the two most problematic members of the royal family could be, you know, way back then in 2013, could have been in this row. What would it be over? Look, there's also the claim in the book, Entitled is the name of it, which is a very interesting title for a book about Prince Andrew and his erstwhile wife. There's also the claim that Andrew warned Harry that he hadn't done his due diligence on Meghan Markle and that it acted hastily in marrying her. I'm not sure about that because in Spare, there's a story about Harry and Meghan first meeting the Queen at Royal Lodge where Andrew and his wife Fergie live. There's a lot of detail about Fergie teaching Meghan to curtsy and that sort of thing. I think Andrew and Fergie, who are always seeking kind of dominance or sort of recognition within the royal family, would have loved the fact that the heir to the throne would have brought his new girlfriend first to meet the Queen at their house. I just don't buy that level of whether the argument was about something else prior to Meghan being involved. I just can't imagine Andrew saying that to Prince Harry. I think at that time, you know, when Meghan first came on the scene, everyone was super happy that she was going to be part of the family.
They were very welcoming until everything, of course, turned. But there has been a few more details coming out about bullying claims against Meghan Markle. It's been revealed that royal aides who accuse Meghan Markle of bullying say that they were frightened of what she would do to them because of her capacity for revenge. Now, Meghan's always denied the allegations of bullying, but this has come from a journalist who broke the story back in May 2021 about the bullying claims. What more can you tell us? What exactly has been said here?
That's right. So Valentine Lowe went on a podcast and explained his book in greater detail. He, of course, as you said, broke those bullying allegations initially. He said that these staff were so impacted psychologically by working for her, and they had this notion that she had this, what he called infinite capacity for revenge. Now, look, I think the question is, was Meghan a bully? And I think all the evidence points to the fact that she was. It's not just Valentine Lowe's book, which seems to have had multiple sources. There's also Jason Nauf, who used to work for Meghan and Harry, and he's the one that initially brought the claim that led to the bullying investigation. I think the fact that he, a named person who is now working for Prince William, so the fact he is a loyal and trusted member within the royal family, he brought this issue to the palace. Then there was the bullying investigation that we never got the answers to. And then, of course, the Australian aide, Samantha Cohen, who had worked for the Queen and the family for so many years, she'd, in an interview with the Herald Sun, also mentioned that she had been pulled in to be questioned about the bullying allegations. Now, there's no smoke without fire. The fact that these still keep going, these allegations, and the fact that we know that the Sussexes have gone through so many staff, I think it's fairly accurate to say that Meghan is a bully.
Yeah, I think you're right. Look, the man who tried to abduct Princess Anne more than 50 years ago has been released from a psychiatric detention in Ball left hospital on probation back in 2019, and he's now been freed from this high security facility. In an interview with the Daily Mail, he claimed that he was innocent. It was all meant to be a hoax, but I suppose it brings back the story and what happened 50 years ago.
It does. It's so interesting. Princess Anne was 23 at the time, and she had so much gusto. She was being driven with her then husband, Mark Phillips, down the Mall towards Buckingham Palace. She'd been to an event, and this man held them up. He basically threatened Princess Anne. He wanted to kidnap her. He was asking for £2 million in a ransom. She, at the time, was super gutsy. She said something along the lines of, not not bloody likely, and I haven't got $2 million. And then the Duke of Edinburgh later said, look, had he captured her, it would have been, having her in captivity would have been a pain in the neck because she's so feisty. But I think what's interesting about this is it shows the character of Princess Anne. Way back then, she was 23, and she had the wherewithal and the chutzpah to really stand up to this guy, who did actually shoot 3 members of her team. So there were 3 people that were injured in this altercation. As he said, he went to prison. Her greatest concern afterwards, in the interview that she gave afterwards, that he'd ripped her blue velvet dress, which was one of her favourites. So it goes to the character of the woman. She's the most hardworking royal. She doesn't bat an eyelid at anything. And I love her gutsiness.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I love that. Now, the royal family has said goodbye to one of its most treasured members. This is Queen Elizabeth's horse, Tyrone, officially retired from royal duties after working at nearly every royal occasion over the last 14 years. Now, this horse has been described as a gentle giant. What more can you tell us about him?
It's interesting, isn't it? Because we don't really think about all the things that are adjacent to, we look at a nice carriage, the Princess of Wales is in it, she's going to Trooping the Colour, but we don't actually notice there has to be horses to carry that carriage, and a lot of work goes on behind the scenes to make them able and well equipped to do that work. So it's not just you pull a horse off the street, tie it up to a carriage and off it trots. They have to be educated in loud noise, because of course there's a lot of cheering along the routes of these events and that sort of thing. And the fact that they have to absolutely trust that a loud noise will not cause a horse to bolt, because, you have members of the royal family within these carriages. This horse has worked alongside his sister and his mother, so he's now going to a lovely farm area where horses that have been in service are allowed to live out their days. Apparently, when he got there, there was a big neigh and he recognised his sister after all these years. But we know the royal family love their horses and their dogs, so I think there'd be a lot of pats behind the scenes.
Yes. And Prince William and Princess Catherine, they've been sailing around the Greek islands, living their best lives with their children, enjoying the European summer holiday. But there are reports a tender had to leave the super yacht that they were on to go out and get something special for Prince George. But we don't know what that is.
We don't know what it is, but we can assume, and the reporter that's been sent to Greece to try and find out what this was that Prince George wanted, I think has got a pretty good clue. So imagine you're on the yacht. They haven't run out of pasta. They haven't run out of curry, which is one of George and Charlotte's favourite meals. But what is it on the island of Zakynthos, I think that's the right pronunciation, that they so badly want? Well, in fact, this Greek island is one of the few that actually has a McDonald's restaurant on it. So while the journalist has gone there and he hasn't been able to all out confirm what it is, you can imagine a 12-year-old boy just having a hankering for some burger and chips, don't you think? So I think that but no one's coughing. They're all everyone's confirming that the tender was sent, but no one's prepared to confirm that it was a McDonald's run, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes, it's a good sneaking suspicion that it could be McDonald's. Maybe George was sick of all the Greek food or all the food on the super yacht. But Angela Mollard, so great to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much.